Okay, folks, I want to show you this method for division. And I haven't tested it on double digit, but I know it works for single into anything. Well, I guess it could, you know what? We gotta try it. For now, let's do this example. It's called the box method. It's very similar to long division, but I've done it with fourth graders, fifth and sixth, and they all seem to really like it. With long division, when I teach it, it's like they're not getting it. With this, I've had multiple students start teaching me after one or two examples, and that's really exciting. Okay, let's do it. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is a pretty large rectangle. You need room to work. You're gonna put your divisor here, and then you're gonna divide your rectangle into 1, 2, 3 digits. That means I should draw 2 lines, right? 1, 2, 3 spots. You're gonna put those digits to the right. Okay? That way we have room to do the thing that makes this method so good. Okay? The rest is gonna feel like long division if you know how to do it. 3, we're gonna ask ourselves, how many times does that go into 3? Now that's another question that a lot of students, especially fourth grade even, we take for granted that makes sense to us, but it doesn't always make sense. And I had a tutoring session recently where I went, oh my gosh, he doesn't know how to do this. Let's pause and make sure we understand what this into this is. So once we get to a more tricky one, I'm gonna show you, and it seems simple and you've seen it before, but just a reminder that it's really important to slow down on those phrases we use every day in math and make sure these kids who've never heard them before comprehend them. We probably know 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1, 1 times 3 is gonna go under here, and we're gonna subtract it. Very similar to long division. 3 minus 3 is 0. We're gonna bring this 0 up here. Now, of course, that doesn't make a huge difference yet, but the method is the same and we wanna stick to it, okay? Now we're gonna ask ourselves, 3 into 4. 3 goes into 4 how many times? Okay? 3 goes into 4 once. I'm gonna show you. 3 times 1 is 3, and we're gonna subtract. This is where I wanna show you. This 1 comes up here. Now we're asking 3 into 15. And if you know long division, you might be saying, well, why can't we just use, you know what? Let's be open-minded and try new things. Because what works for one person just may not work for another. And the biggest takeaway I have for you is throw all the methods at them. Because if you've never had food in your whole life, and the first food you ever experienced was Brussels sprouts, you might decide you don't like food. And how is that a good representation of all the food out in the world? The right answer is most of the time, let's try another food. So let's not be stuck in our ways. Let's try new methods. Because if we can find a method that is exciting to a child or it makes sense to a child, we can invite another child into the world of math in a positive way. That's my soapbox for the day. All right, 3 goes into 15 how many times? That's the question that we assume we're good. Yeah, okay. But a lot of students don't. You're gonna use here the circles. This is where arrays and visuals make a big difference. I'm gonna take 3 circles. I'm really good at drawing circles. Do you see that? See my circles? Oh yeah. Okay. And this is where I'm gonna count 15 and see how many complete sets I have. But I'm gonna do it in a way where I'm visualizing each one. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you had markers of different colors here, 7, 8, 9, it would be very beneficial. Why am I doing different visuals? Because the kids understand it more. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If I do different colors or different shapes as I collect my numbers through these 3, then when I ask them how many times, how many full sets, they can say, oh, well, I have 5 different sets. And look, each one of them has a triangle. Each one of them has a circle. 5. Now, if I was asking, let's say 3 into 16, I would have done this 1 through 15, da, 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 and then come here and been like, oh, only this one has a squiggle line. So 3 can only be collected 5 complete times, right? 5 complete times. Somehow the visual really, really helps with them understanding that we're not looking for what exactly multiplies. We're looking for how many complete times our divisor fits in. Okay, remember, these kids have not been learning math their whole lives. They really are just now understanding number sense. They have not been exposed to it for 30 years or 50 years or however old we are, right? So instead of taking our time and going, oh, why do they not get this? We're going to slow down and we're going to be open-minded to showing them new ways. We're going to slow down and go, it's okay that you don't understand that phrase. Let's teach it. 3 times 5 is 15. And there's 0 remainder. So our answer is 115. Okay. I'm definitely going to try this with the 2-digit into a different number and see if it works. But for now, I just really wanted to show you this method. It's amazing. I don't know why this works compared to long division. I have some ideas. I really think the groupings and nice, clear arrangements really help. And the arrows are just a little cleaner to keep track of. But anyway, here's another tool, right? The more tools we have, the more we can build.